Why is Brody such a great pick for solo rank players? Well, Brody is super flexible and an excellent counter to assassins. You can easily stun them with his second skill. If you've got good map awareness and proper positioning, your wins will definitely outnumber your losses, especially when playing solo rank. On top of that, Brody can handle most of the current meta gold laners. So if you haven't tried Brody yet, what are you waiting for? Give him a shot. And before we jump into the build, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your main hero down below.
Let's begin with the boots, since your choice here sets the tone for the early game. Brody isn't like other marksmen who rely on pure attack speed. He's more of a burst-type marksman who depends on skill timing and positioning. That's why your first defensive decision matters a lot. If the enemy has more magic heroes like Valentina, Xavier, Gord, or maybe even a support-heavy lineup like Angela or Estes, go for tough boots. The magic defense they provide helps you absorb poke damage from mages, and the crowd control reduction is huge because one well-timed stun or root can easily end Brody's life if he's caught out of position. That tenacity from tough boots can make a massive difference in escaping or even turning a fight. But if the enemy team leans more towards physical damage, then warrior boots are the better call. These boots give you armor that stacks as you take hits, making them perfect for trading during laning phase against heroes like Bruno, Irithel, or Clint. You'll notice the durability instantly. You can sustain longer and not get bursted down by early marksmen or fighters trying to dive you. Remember, Brody's strength in the early game comes from his ability to poke and reposition. Warrior boots help you maintain that presence without dying too easily. And here's a little bonus tip. If you're unsure which one to pick, check the enemy lineup before the match starts. Count how many magic and physical heroes they have and make your call based on that. Now, once you've got your boots, the next big power spike comes from Blade of Heptases. This is a must-have for Brody because it perfectly syncs with his passive and playstyle. The passive of this item gives your next basic attack bonus physical damage if you haven't dealt or taken damage for a few seconds. For Brody, that's huge, since his attacks are skill-based and deliberate, not spammy. You can poke enemies from a distance, retreat to reset the passive, and then strike again with a boosted hit. In lane, this can completely zone out your opponent. Imagine a gold lane matchup. You wait patiently, position correctly, and when the enemy steps forward, you unload your full combo. Basic attack, second skill stun, ultimate, boom, half their HP gone. That's how oppressive Blade of Heptases can make you. It's your main power tool to dominate the early and mid game.
Moving into the mid-game, Malefic Gun comes next, and let me tell you, this item makes Brody feel like a true powerhouse. It gives physical penetration, a little bit of attack speed, and that beautiful turret-pushing passive. Brody already has strong burst damage, but when you add physical penetration into the mix, even tanks start feeling the pain. It's perfect for cutting through high-defense heroes or fighters who like to frontline. Another great thing about Malefic Gun is that it makes you more objective-oriented. You'll notice you can take down towers much faster, which is important in solo rank where not every teammate rotates properly. When you get this item, you basically become the lane bully. You can pressure the map, force rotations, and create space for your team. The attack speed bonus also helps smooth out Brody's slightly slow attack animations, giving you more consistent DPS over time. Now, let's talk about Rose Gold Meteor, an item that's often underestimated but incredibly effective on Brody. It provides attack, lifesteal, and most importantly, magic defense. But the real power lies in the shield that activates when your HP drops low. Picture this. You're in a fight against a mage like Eudora or Kagura who tries to one-shot you. Just when your HP bar hits critical, the Rose Gold Meteor shield pops, saving your life and letting you reposition or finish the kill. It's like a built-in second chance. And at lifesteal, it synergizes beautifully with Brody's burst because each empowered hit and skill can heal you back significantly. In late-game skirmishes where one hit can decide everything, that lifesteal and shield combo can mean the difference between being deleted or turning the fight around. Next up is Sea Halberd, a situational but incredibly valuable item. In this current meta, sustain heroes are everywhere. You'll see Esmeralda soaking hits forever, Uranus regenerating non-stop, or Alice and Dyroth healing their way through fights. That's where Sea Halberd shines. Its passive reduces the healing of enemies you damage, effectively cutting their sustain in half. It's like saying, nope, you're not healing today. It's not just good against tanks. Even lifesteal-heavy heroes like Paquito, Alucard, or Ruby will struggle once you get this. On top of that, Sea Halberd gives a nice boost in attack and attack speed, making it a balanced item that adds both offensive pressure and anti-healing utility. It's one of those items that might not look flashy, but wins you games quietly. Now, for the final item, and this is where things get exciting, because your last slot depends entirely on the situation. If you're snowballing hard, the clear choice is Blade of Despair. It gives massive raw physical damage and amplifies your attacks against low HP enemies. This item turns Brody into a late-game monster. Imagine hitting someone with your combo while having Blade of Despair. They simply vanish. But if the game's dragging and you need to balance survival with power, you've got other options. For example, if you're constantly getting targeted by assassins or enemy marksmen, Wind of Nature can literally save your life. It gives you a short period of immunity to physical damage, perfect for countering heroes like Aldous, Hayabusa, or even Wanwan. Pop it at the right time and you can turn a gank into a highlight reel. If the enemy's magic burst is the real problem, then Athena's shield or radiant armor are fantastic defensive choices. Athena's gives you a huge shield when magic burst hits, while radiant armor helps against sustained magic DPS like Chang or Yve. If you're dealing with high physical poke or long team fights, Antique Cuirass is another great defensive item to help you absorb more hits from heroes like Lapu Lapu or Thamuz. And for those games where sustain matters more than defense, Haas's Claws can give you consistent lifesteal to survive duels and 1v1s, especially when the enemy lacks heavy burst. That constant healing can help you stay in lane longer, clear waves, and keep up pressure. Now, here's something that separates good Brody players from great ones: adaptation. Don't just lock in one build every game. Every match is different. Sometimes you'll need more defense early if you're getting camped. Other times, you'll want to rush damage to snowball your lane. Pay attention to the enemy lineup and how the game flows. Brody's greatest strength is that his kit allows him to stay relevant in every stage, from early poke to late game carry, but his build needs to match your playstyle. And remember, no build will save you if you ignore your positioning and map awareness. Always watch your minimap, anticipate flanks, and use your range advantage. Brody isn't about raw attack speed like Beatrix or Melissa. He's about precision, hitting hard, controlling fights, and staying alive long enough to keep dealing damage. In this second game, I noticed that both the enemy team and my public teammates just love to fight all the time. And honestly, that's a great sign, because when everyone's busy brawling, it's the perfect chance to sneak in and steal the game by pushing towers. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many kills you've got. If you lose, those kills mean nothing. That's why map awareness is way more important than anything else. As you can see, the enemy has the early game advantage, and that's totally fine. So as you can see here, a big team fight just broke out, and we managed to take down 3 of the enemies. Meanwhile, Martis is pushing the tower, and even though my HP is super low, I know it's go time. We've got the advantage, so it's time to push and end this fight strong. By this stage of the game, your power spikes are starting to kick in. You've got solid penetration, burst potential, and a little bit of sustain depending on your build path. This is when you stop playing purely defensive and start playing smart aggressive. Brody's range and burst give him a natural edge in poking enemies before fights even start. So instead of diving in first or waiting too long, you want to poke, reposition, and punish. Throw out a few hits, land that second skill stun on anyone stepping out of line, and let your teammates follow up while you finish them off. Brody isn't about rushing, he's about timing. One well-placed combo can swing a whole team fight in your favor. Now, during the mid-game, your focus should shift from purely farming to controlling space. Always be aware of where the next objective is, whether it's the turtle, lord, or a key turret. Because Brody has excellent range and crowd control,
He's one of the best heroes to set up ambushes near choke points. Hide in the bush, wait for an enemy to step too far forward, then strike with your combo. That stun can instantly catch out squishy targets like enemy marksmen or mages. The moment you see one of them out of position, that's your cue to go in. The faster you pick off an enemy before a big fight, the easier it is to secure objectives and push the map. You also want to start rotating smartly. Brody's not a hero that should stick in one lane for too long once you've taken your first turret. Use your mobility and vision to apply pressure where it hurts most. Rotate to mid lane, clear waves fast with your basic attack and first skill, then move with your team to threaten the next objective. This constant movement not only keeps you safe from ganks, but also forces the enemy to react to your positioning. In solo rank, that's a huge advantage, because making the enemy chase you means they're not farming, not pushing, and not thinking clearly. Another key part of Brody's mid-game strength is his ability to punish mistakes. A lot of players underestimate how strong he becomes once he gets a few items. Even a single misstep from the enemy, like walking too close or overcommitting in a fight, can cost them dearly. You want to be the player who capitalizes on those moments. Keep your distance, wait for their frontliners to waste their crowd control, then step forward, unleash your combo, and back out.
Now here, as you can see, the enemy and my public teammates are busy fighting, and I'm just patiently waiting for the perfect moment to push and end the game. The enemy actually won that team fight, and if I didn't make my move, they would have ended the game themselves. I also noticed Martis pushing on the other side, and I knew he'd keep going since his team just won the fight. But guess what? I managed to steal the game and clutch the win. If you made it this far, drop the word Brody in the comments so I know you watched till the end. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you so much for the support. See you in the next one.